Hi, I'm Kevin Quigley. Welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. Jaymi Elford is a consummate tarot reader. She is practical and down to earth. She thinks about tarot, reading techniques, and the cards non-stop.
Hey everybody, my name is Jaymi Elford, and this is your Tarot Off the Cuff reading for today. I am the author of the Triple Goddess Tarot, which is the deck I'll be pulling from, and the author of Tarot Inspired Life. Both can be found off of Llewellyn.com. The Triple Goddess Tarot was my first deck that I ever created, and there's a couple of differences in the deck, so I thought it'd be real fitting to not only play around with Tarot Off the Cuff with my own deck, so you get a perspective of how I read and how I interpret cards, but you also get kind of some stories behind the deck that I helped bring to life. Once again, it's the Triple Goddess Tarot, and today's card is the Moon. So in the Triple Goddess, we have in the Major Arcana the story from how the maiden became the crone. So there are three aspects. The magician to the lovers, to the chariot is the maiden's role and how she plays in with those 7 cards, how she comes to be herself. The next 7 cards from 8, which is the mother card, otherwise known as the strength, to the temperance card is the mother's cards and her journey of how she learns to be more independent with others around her. The final set, which happens to be where the moon card comes from, is the crone's journey. And that goes from the devil, which is also the crone, all the way to reunion, which is the world card. So the moon card is fantastic. I wanted a crone who was reflecting herself in the mirror and seeing somebody that she didn't recognize. A lot of women's journeys happen that way, where we start out as a beautiful young, possibly thin maiden, and then as we grow older and get more into motherhood, or if you're like me and don't have any children, you learn to use things like your work or your creative passions to be the birth of things in your life. But there's always that point where, especially like right now where I'm 45, where I look in the mirror and I'm like, where do all these wrinkles come from? Where did these deep bags come from under my eyes? And that's kind of a weird croning stage where we don't recognize and honor the power and the scars and everything that came to make us who we are at any given moment. You can be younger and going through your teenage years or even your 20s and be like, what happened to me? You can be now in your 40s, kind of like I am, I'm 45, and go, whoa, how did this happen? Or even older in the croning period where you're like, I've got maybe some new pains in my life, or you just feel younger than you actually are. That's kind of the mystique that the crone in the moon card gives us, where she feels younger than she is, or she might feel older than she is, but she looks back and reflects in the mirror and sees something completely different. And so she goes deeper, which is kind of one of the meanings I look at when I look at the moon, where the moon is a card of going deeper, looking at the shadow aspects of ourselves and our lives. Why do we dishonor our scars or those negative things? Why do we always have to be shiny and happy? I know I'm not shiny and happy all the time. I have scars, both internally in my brain and in my heart, as well as on my body. And in today's society, a lot of the times we don't honor that stuff. I've been asked in the past by kids that used to tease me throughout junior high and high school, would I change anything, knowing what I know now? Would I want to do things differently so I wasn't teased? And honestly, I can say no. Because even though I'm still dealing with the traumas from those periods of time in my life, they made me who I am today. If I didn't have the hazing and the teasing and the scars and the shadows that I've worked through, then I don't think I would actually be a tarot reader. I don't think I would be the independent, brave, and creative person you see on camera right now. And that's the honest truth. It's kind of deep and scary and a little vulnerable, which are also aspects of this moon card, because it takes vulnerability, it takes courage, it takes guts to be able to look at yourself in the reflection, to look at those shadow sides, to step out at the night on a full moon and see how things change, how things get illuminated when you're not seeing it from a completely well-lit space like I am in now. And it's kind of cool. I pulled this card on the full moon. So tonight, when I'm done recording, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to step out in her glory, in Luna's beauty. And I'm going to be able to see how big and full she is and how she shines. I'm going to be able to see the shadows she casts and the reflections that might not be there and what they actually seem. These are some of the activities that you can do to help you reflect on a lunar aspect in the moon. Sometimes I'll tell clients that, hey, go deep, go dark, look at your shadow side, see what's going on in your life, and try and reflect that back to yourself. Try and dig up some of that stuff, peel it back, honor yourself, be courageous in seeing exactly what you need at the given moment. Sometimes it tells you you need self-care, which is kind of hard in American life anyway, where sometimes we don't take good care of ourselves. I'm not saying, get your nails done, because I don't do that. I'm not saying take baths, although baths are a good way to help calm your body down, release the stress and the tension that you hold. I know I do. I'm talking about things like meditation sometimes, stepping outside, looking around when it's dark. I'm talking about setting candles up and just gazing into them. Reading a good book. I've been reading listening instead of reading a lot of podcasts. And that's kind of given my mind, especially the story idea ones, to allow me to pretend I'm reading and getting my creative juices flowing. Get out and move. Get your body moving. Get it, loosen it up. Try and dig into some of those deeper spiritual stuff. If you're not spiritual, maybe it's time that you just kind of start asking yourself questions and finding out what information you need to pull. On the card, I actually have some of my self-care tools. I do have a candle here because I wanted some of the light, but it doesn't reflect in the picture. I even have tarot cards because sometimes, especially a lot of us readers, whether you're beginning, intermediate, or professional, we like to pull cards. We like to find out what we need to change in our lives or in ourselves. Sometimes we just like to look at the cards, honor their intent and imagery and meanings, and sometimes we even write about them. I'll do a lot of things writing-wise with the cards. I keep a daily journal. I step into the cards and I look around and I embody one of the critters or the people on the card, and I try and figure out what's going on in their life. These are things that you can do immediately right now to honor yourself as well as the energies of the moon and to make yourself whole during any time. A lot of people don't like the moon because of that darkness, because it suggests things that are not there or present in your life that should be, or they just don't want to take a negative look. Don't be afraid of the darkness. And I'm saying that metaphorically and physically. We need the dark. The dark helps us sleep. We need to look at the darkness to come through to the light. They're two sides of the same coin. So thank you for listening to me today for Off the Cuff. I've been using the Triple Goddess Tarot put out by Los Scarabeo, and you can find that off of Llewellyn's website or Amazon or anywhere else that you buy your decks. And my name is Jaymi Elford. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, this is Kevin.
Hi, this is Nooch.
Thanks for watching.
If you like what you saw, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe. You'll know when new ones are coming. And share with your friends.
We'll see you soon.